It's raining today and there's nothing more comforting than a warm bowl of soup. So today I made albóndigas, which is a Mexican meatball soup, topped with arroz rojo or Mexican rice. This recipe is near and dear to my heart because it's one of the only recipes that my Nani passed down to me. I used to call her every time I made it for step-by-step instructions, and now that she's no longer here, making it is my way of keeping her memory alive and feeling close to her in the kitchen, as if she's guiding me with each step I take. I started off by making the base for the soup, which is just onion, garlic, and tomatoes. I love to use canned tomatoes when I'm cooking because not only are they more affordable, but they're often picked at peak ripeness, which means that they're more nutrient dense than fresh tomatoes that were harvested early and have been sitting on the shelf for weeks. So I blend that up and then I saute it in a bit of oil for about 5 minutes to enhance the flavors. And then I add about 6 cups of water and bring that to a boil. Meanwhile, I start on the base for my rice, which is essentially the same thing as my soup base. Then I toast the rice in a bit of oil for a few minutes until it's a golden brown color. Then I measured out my liquids, add some seasonings, and added it back to the rice. I accidentally went too long without mixing, so I burnt some of the rice, but that's okay. It didn't really affect the flavor at all. Then I got started on my albondigas by chopping some onion and cilantro in this little manual chopper that I love so much. Traditionally, albondigas are made with beef, but since I don't eat red meat, I made a batch of turkey for myself, and I also made beef ones for the rest of my family. I added an egg, a bunch of seasonings, and some rice and mixed that up really well. And by this time, my rice was ready and it came out so good. And then I got started on my beef albondigas, which I made the exact same way as the turkey ones. And I like to use the scooper when I make the balls so that they all come out the same size. I dropped them into the boiling broth and then I started on my turkey albondigas. I sprayed my hands with a little bit of avocado oil before because the turkey is really wet and sticky and this helps prevent it from sticking to my hands. I let that cook and meanwhile I peeled my potatoes and chopped my carrots and my potatoes, but I don't peel my carrots because the skin has lots of fiber. And then I added them into the soup. I let that cook for a while longer, and normally I would add calabacita or Mexican squash, but I forgot to buy some. Once it was ready, I served myself a bowl, topped it with some rice and a squeeze of lime, and it came out so good.